And you know what makes people really uncomfortable? When Lamar says, I don't need an agent.
I'm a rep.
Me. My mom's going to field these calls. So I'm going to hear everything y'all have to say about me, good, bad, or indifferent. People don't like that. And so if I'm Lamar, I just go into the season. He did it smartly, Jacoby. He didn't hold out. He didn't hold in. He's not really talking much about it. But he deserves top dollar. And when you see the Browns pay Deshaun Watson top dollar, you're looking at the Ravens like, y'all definitely got to come see me. And it's going to happen sooner or later, clearly.
And he deserves more than Deshaun Watson got paid. He should be the highest paid quarterback in the NFL, and I believe it will happen soon because when you have a talent like Lamar Jackson,
300,
you lock it up. There are only 10 or 12 quarterbacks in the NFL where you're like, this is a franchise quarterback, and Lamar Jackson is in the top 5 of those.
No doubt.
So he has a teammate, Mr. Rose, a cornerback by the name of Tony Jefferson. And here's what Tony Jefferson said. I can't even lie. I stopped wearing my glasses years ago, and that might have been the dumbest thing I've done. I can see so much clearer and further with my glasses. It's wild. Jalen, you need glasses. It's time for an intervention. Just like Tony Jefferson, you need to wear glasses. The font on your phone is so big, there's only like a word at a time. You wear glasses every day, but they're not prescription glasses. It's time for you to get some prescription glasses, Mr. Rose. Are you ready for that?
I think, who's that? Run DMC that? You're blind. You can't see. You need to wear some glasses like DMC.
You can't see, dog. You, just like Tony Jefferson, the cornerback for the Ravens, you need prescription glasses.
I cannot make this up. Just last night at the University of Miami, shout to the U, appreciate the hospitality they showed Gracie, her mom, and myself. We were having a dinner after the unofficial visit, Jacoby. And, of course, I'm sitting there. The room's a little dim. Got my 16-year-old daughter there. Got her mom there. You know, I'm ordering big. You know what I'm saying? Like we do. And then the check come. I'm like, I can't see this.
You can't see
You know what I'm saying?
anything.
So, look. So I take out my phone, right?
You wear glasses every day, dog.
I take out my phone, and I use the light to try to see it.
You're so old.
But I still couldn't see it. So I had to do the old man thing that I'm not proud of.
You gave it to your daughter? Oh, no. Oh, no, Jalen. Jalen, you are so old. That's washed. That's washed.
That's washed. Now that's washed.
Can you get some glasses? Can you get some prescription glasses, please?
I need to follow your lead, Tony. I got you, Tony.
All right. Moving on to the NFC East, a very talked about conference because, of course, it has the Cowboys, and this is ESPN, so we talk about the Cowboys all the time. So when you look at this, projected win totals for the NFC East, what do you see?
Well, Jacoby, here's what I see. I see Ezekiel Elliott has the highest cap number for any running back in the NFL, which means this is his last season with the Cowboys.
Oh. Interesting.
Tony Pollard, before he got injured, I believe was giving them 6 yards per carry. And also is a threat out of the backfield. The reason why I talk about their run game for Dak Prescott first is because they've been depleted via injury and mass exodus at the wide receiver spot.
Yeah.
And so for Dak in particular, it's going to be imperative for him. You ready for this, Jacoby? We just talked about Lamar. For Dak to be more prepared to use his legs. See, one of the things I saw with him before he got injured is a dual threat guy that can also be a threat with his legs. He wasn't that last year, clearly. If he could get back to being that, I believe that win total is realistic. 10.5 was the number. Yep. I believe they can approach that. Defense going to be flying around, Diggs picking off everything. I believe they can approach that. But don't underestimate the Eagles. Jalen playing quarterback, and you already know each week what we going to be betting.
I know.
Josh Allen. Jalen Hurts.
You bet Jalen Hurts to running touchdown every single week, and then one time you bet him to score 2 touchdowns, and what'd he do, Jalen Rose?
He scored 3. He scored 3. I was mad. I was mad. I was like, you know what? I might have to just do that. But in all honesty, I think what has happened, Jacoby, and of course, you need your quarterback to be able to pass from the pocket. That's essential to play that position. But I think people are really dismissing the fear that dual threat quarterbacks put in the defense. And you want everybody to be Justin Herbert, stand in the pocket, 6'5", make all of the throws, that type of thing. But Jalen Hurts puts fear another way. Now, he does have to improve throwing the deep ball, and they added A.J. Brown, who's a beast. Fast, he's big, he's physical. Like, I like Philly. Don't be surprised if they actually win the division, not the Cowboys.
You heard it here on Jalen Jacoby. Rose Tradamus says, don't be surprised if the Eagles win the NFC East. Well, our colleague Frank Iasola said, don't be surprised if you see a reunion between Kevin Durant and one of his former teammates that will absolutely shame. Brought to you by Chase. Welcome back to Jalen and Jacoby. Jalen Rose, our colleague, my guy, Frank Iasola. He has some information about Kevin Durant. He said Kevin Durant is interested in reuniting with James Harden. Remember, we just saw James Harden and Kevin Durant in London at the Travis Scott show.
Told you.
Which is also where Joe Tsai met with Kevin Durant, and Kevin Durant said, I will play with you, but you got to fire the head coach and fire the general manager. So, what do you think about the idea that Kevin Durant either wants to reunite with Harden or join the Eastern Conference champion Boston Celtics?
So this is one of the more unique scenarios dealing with the all-time greatness of Kevin Durant, who's still playing at an MVP level, of something that we just haven't seen in the history of the league. And that's when one of its best players is literally being like barnstormed by multiple teams around the league to come join them. Usually it works the opposite. The best player, Kevin Durant, has people coming to play with him, not necessarily he going to play with the other players. It's almost like when you're at the park. Who picks the teams? The two best players.
Best players.
They pick the teams. And on paper, like I just told you with Travis Scott, you would think that, man, James Harden really quit on the Nets. And that domino eventually led to KD asking to be traded. And when I saw them together still breaking bread right like brothers, I literally said to you, find you a friend that's going to love you and be loyal to you like KD is, in theory, to James Harden professionally. Because let me tell you something. What James Harden did got him further from a championship, not closer. Because Ben Simmons, when he got traded, he didn't play, wasn't productive. They got bounced in the first round and didn't win a game. The Warriors won the championship, and he asked to be traded, and Kyrie still does not have a long-term deal. So if you're the Nets, here's what happens. Nothing. Nothing at all, Jacoby. So you think we're about to get back on the phone with Daryl Morey and do a deal with them for Kevin Durant after they just traded us Ben Simmons hurt and about to get surgery? Not going to be able to do it.
Well, you know what? I do have a proposal for you. So let's get GM Jalen on the phone.
Ooh. What up, though?
First of all, you should probably turn the light off on your phone. I don't want you to waste your battery. Okay, that's number one. You really clearly you don't have your stuff together. You know what I mean? I can tell that you're really bothered by this. You're the GM of the Nets. I'm the GM of the Boston Celtics. And I heard that Kevin Durant said that you have to fire your coach, and he asked for you to be fired as well. So I'm gonna take these problems off your hands. Okay. I'm going to trade you this package for the services of Mr. Kevin Durant. Just think about this. You have perennial all-star Jaylen Brown. You get Derek White. You get Grant Williams. You see how many threes he hit in Game 7 against the Bucks? And not only that, that's going to help you now. You know what's going to help you in the future? 3 first-round picks. So you get an all-star level talent, 2 great role players, 3 first-round picks, and I get Kevin Durant. He said he wants you to be fired. Are you ready to accept this offer?
Well, I know I'm doing a good job. You know why? Because I got KD, James Harden, and Kyrie to come here, and I got KD to re-sign when we still have 4 years left on this deal. So I'm doing great. If this doesn't work out, I'm going to definitely land somewhere else and do great there also. And I'm not firing Steve Nash. However, he don't have a lifetime deal. Like, this is going to be a hot seat year for my head coach. I understand that. We're going to have to do a lot better than we did last year. But let's talk about your deal. Anybody would take Jalen Brown on their team.
Love Jalen Brown.
Two-way player, finisher, dog, defender,
wing,
improved shooter, proved his handle, like a mainstay to why the Celtics ultimately made the finals.
Outplayed
and he
Jason
was their
Tatum
best
in the
performer.
finals. You know
Exactly.
what? I'm glad. That's exactly what I'm saying. Thank you for accepting this deal, GM Jalen.
And so, but along with Jalen Brown, I'll just need more. And here's what I mean. How many games did Grant Williams and Derek White start for you last year?
They started some games. They did.
Okay. When people were injured.
Yes.
When your team was healthy.
Great role players.
Yeah, those are like you. So you want to give me your like what, 8th and 9th player? And you mentioned, and Grant did ball. Grant killed against the Bucks.
Oh yeah.
Killed. But he probably didn't make that many threes total the rest of the season after that game.
Fair.
And so the 3 first-round picks, very attractive. Halle Berry attractive. Very attractive.
Halle Berry attractive. I love
this. They're very attractive. But they're going to be late in the first round. Because I'm giving you Jason Tatum to go with Kevin Durant. So they're going to be late first-round picks. They're going to be Grant Williams-type picks. I'm going to need a little more. I made a mistake. And it takes a man to admit when you make a mistake. And you know the mistake I made?
What was that?
Ime Udoka should be my coach, not yours.
Yeah, you had him. You had him in the building.
And so let's try to make him a part of the deal. Because he's a terrific young coach. Hello? He's a terrific young coach. Hello?
That ain't happening. We're breaking up. We'll be back with much more right after this very short break. You're watching.